Hey guys, I'm the 50s Kid, and this is part 2 of my engine rebuild preparation plan and tools series. In this video, we're going to be talking about the parts and tools that you're going to need to do a full engine rebuild. So let's get started. So let's start with the most important tool, which would be the timing tools. This is basically the $170 kit that if you look around, they actually do split this kit into two. They'll do like these components down here for around $100 along with this here. And then they'll do these parts up here. And these are like the blocks that hold the camshafts into place. These you can find for, around $50. So they sell them in two different kits, or they sell them all in one big kit for, like I said, 160 bucks. But there's one seller on eBay that sells it for like $109, and he sold like a whole bunch of them, like 200 of them in 2 months, and then he was out of stock, and I'm like, no, I still need one. So I emailed him, and he said, we're gonna get some back in stock, just keep watching the page, and I did, and he had a couple more, so I grabbed it. So I will put a link in the description. I don't know if he will have any stock left, but if he does, I would jump on it if I were you, if you plan to buy these tools. Anyway, that's the timing tools. And let's see, let's move on to valve tools. You need some kind of tool to remove the valve keepers if you're going to be doing your own valve job. And this is the tool that allows you to do that. It's actually the removal and reinstallation tool. And I will be doing a video on how to use it. So this tool is made by Lyle. You need some valve lapping tools that, it's actually a little suction cup. It suctions onto the valve, and then you just kind of roll it in your hand. And what you do is you use valve grinding compound to, basically what you're doing is you're grinding the valve to the valve seat and grinding it smooth, grinding off any pits or corrosion, and you're getting a mirror-like surface on it so that the valve seats perfectly. So those would be the valve tools. Let's see, where should we go from here? Let's go to the bottom end tools. This is a flex hone, also known as a dingleberry hone. This is what you use to deglaze hone the cylinders. All you're doing there is you're just taking off the glazing on the cylinder so that the new rings will seat properly. You're not actually reboring your cylinders with this tool. That would be a different tool, different process. They also make one that has like 3 stones. It's got 3 arms that flex like that. This one's a little easier. I think obviously you can use either one, but this is the easiest way to go. Everybody likes these flex hones. So let's see, for blueprinting your engine, you're gonna need calipers. I already own this. I've owned it for a long time. Just get a good set of calipers. You're also going to need an outside micrometer that's 3 to 4 inch. And you're also gonna need a dial bore gauge in order to tell how much wear, in order to measure the wear in the cylinders. And of course, there's going to be a whole video on how to use these tools. So there's that. There's also, I do also need to get a magnetic base so that I can use this same dial and use it to also do some other measurements. So I haven't gotten that magnetic base thing yet. Need to get that. Like I said, I don't have everything yet. Let's see, let's move on to piston tools. Actually, this also is, this also is a cylinder head tool, so I suppose it should go with that. This is what we're gonna use to retorque the head bolts. This is a torque angle gauge. And so that's that. There's not much more to say about that. This is a millimeter set of feeler gauges. So got that. I also have one that's in inches. Not sure why I bought the millimeter one. I think at one point I was thinking about, doing all the measurements in millimeters, but I kind of ended up buying inch tools because I'm in America. I think if the next engine I build, if I ever do one, it's going to be in the Imperial system. So I got both. They're only like $5, but I have an Imperial one somewhere as well. Piston ring compressor. And this is just a piston ring tool. You don't need this. You can get the piston rings off by hand, but I bought it anyway. It was only a couple bucks. So I think that's it as far as tools go, as far as these tools go. So yeah. All right, let's talk about, there's also engine lube. I suppose that could be considered a tool. Yeah, okay, let's talk about parts then. These are the piston rings, which I spoke about in a previous video. There is one seller on eBay who actually will sell you M54 piston rings that have the M52 TU oil control rings. These are the style that won't wear down. It's actually a mix. He puts this together. I don't think I mentioned the fact that half of it is made by Grant. Grant is a known maker of piston rings, and the other half is made by, I want to say Nico. I don't know. It's also it's a Japanese piston ring manufacturer, and I will put the name in the description because I'm probably getting it wrong. But these are the M52 TU style oil control rings, and they're actually coated with chrome, so they're harder than I believe it's the M54 oil control ring is phosphated. So there we go. Those are my piston rings. These are the coolant tubes that go into the side of the head and the block. These are going to be totally corroded when I pull the old ones out. They're going to be totally corroded, and it's going to be the perfect time to replace them. So needed these. These are the timing. These are the timing chain guides. They're plastic. They're going to be totally brittle. When I take the engine off and when I try to get them off the pegs on the engine, they're just going to crack and break. So you need new ones of these. I also want to get a new upper timing chain tensioner because that actually has plastic. It does have a plastic guide on it, and I don't know if it's going to be worn or not because I can't. You know, I've already taken 2 engines apart in the junkyard just to kind of see what I'm in for, and I don't remember what the wear was like on that. But I will probably be picking up a new tensioner just, you know, anyway. These are the time certs. If the aluminum threads in the block have been pulled out and need to be repaired, these are the time certs that are going to get installed, and they're made out of steel, and they will make the block better than ever. So that's what those are. These are the gaskets for the timing cover because we'll need new ones. This is the front main seal. We've already done a video on the engine rear main seal. It's a front main seal. Same type of seal as the rear main seal, just smaller. So we got one of those piston rings there. And when you're doing this kind of thing, well, okay, first let's talk about what these are. These are valve stem seals. Might as well replace the valve stem seals if you're going to take the valves out. Why not? They're made out of rubber. Rubber deteriorates. So we got new valve stem seals. These are new connecting rod bolts. The connecting rod bolts are stretch bolts. When they are installed into place and torqued, they are torqued to yield. So you do not want to reuse them. You need to replace them. So new connecting rod bolts. And the same thing goes for the head bolts. These are the head bolts. I don't know, they're all sealed. Let's see if I can open that up. So yeah, new head bolts. Head bolts as well are torqued to yield, and you do not want to reuse old head bolts. There are people out there who do it. Those people are hacks. I will tell you right now, if you ever see somebody doing a head gasket on any car that has torque to yield fasteners and they're reusing their fasteners, they're a hack. If they're not using a torque angle gauge to retorque their head bolts, they're a hack. There are a lot of hacks out there. I am not a hack. I will be doing things the proper way. Anyway, that is everything I have for now. So you might have noticed that I don't have a new head gasket yet. That is because I don't know how much work is going to be needed on my cylinder head. If they need to machine off to, a lot of stock, then they're going to recommend that I use an oversized head gasket. So I'm waiting until that work is done and they tell me which one I need. I also don't have bearings yet. There are, when it comes to the crankshaft bearings, there are basically, you know, the regular bearings, and then there are two oversizes. I think they go in like 0.25 millimeters of increments. So one's like 0.25 over and the next one's 0.5 over. So when it comes to the connecting rod bearings, there are just those three sizes. But when it comes to the crankshaft main bearings, there are those three sizes, but within each group of, within each group of sizes, there are three color-coded sizes that, correspond to like, a loose, a medium, and a tight, I suppose. I don't know what the actual difference is between them. I haven't been able to find any documentation on that, but I think they just, they determine in the factory which particular color code of bearing that you need. So basically once you disassemble your engine, you'll see, you look on the side, you see what color bearing you have. Oh, you have a green bearing. So you're going to be working with the green bearings. You're probably going to be needing to get new green bearings if the wear isn't too bad. Usually, the wear on the crank, if there's not excessive wear on the crank. The bearings are the wear item. The bearings are actually what wear down. The crankshaft is very hard. That doesn't wear down. So assuming there is no damage, all I would be doing is, if I take it apart and I see that I have green bearings, I'm just going to replace them all with green bearings. So I'm waiting until I tear the engine down in order to find that out. But yeah, that is basically it. I do believe. I don't think I need any more parts to get started. So what I also do have though is I have some other parts for other videos that I'm going to do first. My oil level sensor is going bad. It doesn't work anymore, and I keep getting the yellow oil light all the time, even though my oil level is full. So I'll do a quick video on changing this. And let's see, I also have, I've got 3 new pulleys for doing, a how to change your pulleys video. I had these from back before I knew that I needed to do a rebuild on the engine. So I've just been meaning to do this video for the longest time and I haven't gotten to it. Let's see, what else? I've got a new window regulator for the passenger rear. That's the only regulator that I never replaced when I first got the car. I'm assuming it's still the OEM one and it just went bad the other day. So I'll be doing those videos before I get to the engine, and I also have some other videos in the can that I will be releasing depending on how long it takes to, to get other videos done and or to get the engine rebuild videos done and how long it takes to edit them and so on and so forth. So that is basically it. Now I'm sure I've left out a couple of tools and probably more likely I've left out a couple of parts, probably some O-rings here and there. I don't know. I have a list somewhere. I will post the list in the description of all of the parts that I have bought and or included in this video and or maybe not included in this video, and prices that I found on them. It's up to you to do your own shopping, and it's up to you as to which tools you are going to need to acquire to do the particular rebuild job that you're going to do. If you just want to do a head gasket, all you need are the timing tools. If you're not going to recondition anything, not even going to recondition your cylinder head, you don't need any other tools. You only need those extra tools if you're going to recondition the upper engine, which is the timing cover, the head, the cylinder head, and you only need some of the other tools if you're going to recondition the bottom of your engine, your bottom end. So it all depends on what you want to do. Anyway, I'm going to get started on this project real soon. I promise. The thing is, I still need to save up a little bit of money for whatever machine work I'm gonna need. I don't know how much machine work I'm gonna need, but I need to plan for the worst. I need to plan for $600 plus in machine work. Hopefully I won't need any machine work. That's, cross your fingers. But anyway, please stay tuned. Please like and subscribe. I'm the 50s Kid. Thanks a lot for watching.